Updates with Shitu on Politics and Business. Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of Inside Politics with Shitu on Politics and Business television here in Abuja. Don't forget to watch and follow us on our Don't forget to follow us live on our various social media platforms. Tonight, with me live and on this program is a former member of State House of Assembly of Rivers State, and Honorable Chidi Lloyd. We will be discussing the happenings that took place after the Saturday, 5th October 2024 local government election in the state, after the inauguration of all the local government chairmen that took place at the State House. At the State House, I beg your pardon, a lot of unrest has happened in the state, following the horrible political clashes that happens in Rivers State after the inauguration of the newly local government chairman in the state. Governor Sim Fubara has inaugurated a judicial commission of inquiry to investigate the killings and destruction of property at various local government council headquarters in the state. Governor Fubara inaugurated a seven-member commission at the Executive Chamber of Government House in Port Harcourt on the 8th October 2024. The commission has 1 month to conclude its assignment, as Honorable Justice Iwuwe Roslyn Minakiri as chairman, Mrs. Inyedo Brown as the secretary, and Barrister Ozo Ikenga as the counsel. Other members are Barrister Felicia Nwoko, Professor Blessing Didia, Sir Samuel Egbe, and Venerable Alex Osofo. Tonight, like I said earlier, we will be joining me live in the studio, a member of the party and a very close ally of the former governor of Rivers State and the current minister of FCT, and to discuss, to dissect the happenings in Rivers State. Barrister, Honorable Chidi Lloyd, good evening. Welcome to Politics and Business TV here in Abuja. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Shitu. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm fine, sir. How is the family and how is the people of Rivers State?
We give God all the glory. We are fine.
Thank you very much. Honorable, should I use Honorable or Barrister, sir?
Well, the Supreme Court has enjoined us not to be referred to as barristers again, so I'd rather you call me Dr. Chidi Lloyd.
Okay, Dr. Chidi Lloyd, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Your state, I'm talking about the Rivers State, has been in a situation of clashes from one group to another group. Especially, there was an election that happened last Saturday on the 5th of October. After the elections, immediately the inauguration took place in the State House. After the inauguration, we saw a lot of destructions, destruction of properties, and things like that. Will you tell us what exactly happened or what is happening in Rivers State, sir?
Well, Shitu, I honestly would have wished to tell you what exactly is happening. But unfortunately, you recall that my party, the People's Democratic Party,
yes, sir,
did not participate in the elections. We had come out and told the world that we are not going to participate in the election, pursuant to a judgment of court that was delivered in a matter between the All Progressive Congress and the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, the Nigerian Police, the Directorate of State Services. So when the final judgment was given, Justice Peter Liffew of the Federal High Court Abuja had said in the judgment that some of the defendants, to wit the fifth defendant in that matter, being the Independent Electoral Commission, did not adhere to the provisions of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission law, the Electoral Act, and the Constitution itself. So for that reason, they cannot proceed with the election. And the judgment ordered entirely that the voter register, which is at all times with the Independent Electoral Commission, should not be handed over to the State Independent Electoral Commission because it had not been reviewed since after the 2023 elections. And of course, that the police should not provide security for that election, including the Directorate of State Service. So these were the reasons, among others, that made the court to order that elections should not hold until proper procedures are followed, which includes notices to political parties, notices to the general public, pasting of voter registers and so on at each of the polling units. So the law stipulates what should be done at what time and so on. All of these activities have timelines. And I've always argued that the election is not an event. Rather, it is not an event, but a process that culminates into the conduct of an election.
Okay.
So when the governor came out and told the world that elections will hold, results will be announced, and winners will be sworn in, of course, it was already a done deal. And he said he was not going to obey any stupid, you quoting him, stupid judgment.
Is that how the governor put the statements?
Absolutely. You could refer, you could go around of the what happened when he stormed the office of INEC on the penultimate election day. So this was what he said. I let him see the stupid judge, let him see who will stop this election. And to my chagrin, here is a man who has sworn to uphold the constitution and uphold the rule of law. So this is what we saw. And of course, when you do not obey judgments of court, is an open invitation to anarchy. So one was not surprised when we wake up to hear of all the things that were happening. And recall, Shitu, that the aborigines of the APP, the original members of the All Progressive APP or whatever it is called, had also gone to court.
Action People's Party
are also in court, praying the court to nullify the list of candidates given to them, because, for instance, the names that were paraded as the so-called winners of the elections are barely a week old in the party. For instance, there is a candidate or someone who has just been sworn in that is before the Federal High Court in a matter between it and the People's Democratic Party, wherein he swore to an oath that he is the chairman of the People's Democratic Party. That matter is still pending in court. There is one who perjured that he has not been indicted in any place. Meanwhile, his opponents have dug up an indictment in the Nigerian Law School, where he was caught cheating in the exam and was banned from being a lawyer. And most of those who eventually won, quote and unquote, were still members of the chairman of the caretaker committees. And the law says, for you to be able to contest, for you to be eligible, you would have resigned 30 days before the elections.
And which couldn't happen.
That's what we are saying. What happened here was that we saw a man, a very powerful man or a wannabe, who just went ahead and did whatever he did and to damn the consequences, because he said so. He said heavens will fall. And of course, heavens hasn't still fallen. So that is what we see here going on. It's unfortunate for us in the state, what is happening.
Okay, Honorable, haven't you explained and give a little insight about the process of the elections, how it's not going to to stand any water in any court of law, and even among the people of River States?
Well,
the main roots of this problem, which is the, should I use the word misunderstanding between the former governor and his political son. What is bringing these disagreements between the minister and Excellency Fubara?
well, Shitu, I honestly do not feel good when the name of the minister is dragged into this dispute.
Why?
I honestly feel sad
Why?
because one, we are Nigerians. We are seeing all that is happening. The governor has issues with his state assembly. When it started, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria invited stakeholders to Abuja for a meeting. We attended the meeting, and the president brokered a political solution out of the seeming embroglio.
But the solution, according to Barrister Erin, that's the legal advisor of APP, said that, I quote, he said, and I quote, he said that most of the resolution that was given to the governor then from the president was a directive, and which will not hold in any way.
You see,
Whether directive,
I'm sure
statement,
that
or
I'm sure that
resolution.
you should find this very difficult to say. The president, a man, what do you call integrity? What do you call honor? You went before the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You agreed to terms and conditions. You signed a document. You come out and people are now telling you the propriety or non-propriety of what you did there. You were not coerced. It was not through the barrel of a gun. Then some persons who masquerade as legal advisor will now advise him that there are directives. And the fellow you called, I'm not sure, attended that meeting. Be that as it may, you've gone before the president, and the president, as the father of the nation, has looked at all of the issues involved and said, all parties sheath your sword. And immediately, the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Sabehule, withdrew all of his suits against the governor in the courts. So, not knowing that the governor was technically bidding for time. So, from there, I don't know why people are not looking at all of these issues. But it is convenient for them to drag in the name of the minister of the FCT at every point in time. And what we have seen happen here at Shitu, and we must be very careful, is that there is a gang up against the governor of Rivers State.
From who to who?
There is a gang up by persons who felt thoroughly trounced by the minister of the FCT. Those who refer to themselves as obedience, and those who refer to themselves as Atiku supporters.
How can you link this? This is an issue.
No, absolutely. If you let me talk, I will tell you.
Of course, that's the reason why.
So all of those people who were trounced by the former governor, now minister for FCT, are the ones who are orchestrating. They now have taken solace in the seeming dispute between the president, the governor, and his predecessor, and are now taking sides dangerously and are nudging him on to continue in the dispute. And I have always told people that, for me, it is the man who carries palm oil to the market that should worry about safeguarding it. At the end of the day, it will be the Fubara-led administration of Rivers State. And I can tell you for free that nothing has happened in Rivers State since after May 29. Nothing is happening. Governance is not taking place.
We are going to come back. We are going to come back to that, to just align some of the developments
because of the dispute that is going on here. So if anybody tells you otherwise, the person is just being truthful by
house. We are going to come back to that to know if this crisis, these political clashes between the former governor and the current governor is not really affecting? Is it not affecting the development of Rivers State and its people?
It is visible to the blind and audible to the deaf that nothing is happening here. The governor and his supporters are moving in and out of the courts, getting one interim injunction, ex parte order, or the other. So that is what we are doing. What is going on here? Moving, shopping, doing forum shopping for court orders. So, and these interim orders and ex parte orders have a lifespan. Besides, the River State High Court is not the final court.
Of course.
So all of these issues will ultimately gravitate to the Supreme Court of Nigeria, where pronouncements will be made. So you can imagine what happens. In the case of the All Progressive Congress against the governor of Rivers State and others, the matter was decided, the final judgment was given, wherein they were told not to continue with the election. The governor and his team ran to the Court of Appeal to get a stay of execution.
And why did you think? Why did you think the
which was not granted? Which was not granted.
Do you have any political idea why the governor could do such act when the court says stop? Do you have an idea?
Well, why would I have an idea? Shitu, at first I recall when you referred to me as barrister.
Yes.
It's not a guy name. I am a lawyer, and I hold a PhD in law. I was a law teacher.
Wow.
I know what it means for any pronouncement from the courts to be disobeyed. I know what that is, an open invitation to anarchy. People will resort to self-help. So I know what it means. So it's even a very difficult thing for me to say. So I wouldn't know. I wouldn't also pray to be in a situation where I would disobey pronouncements of court. When a lower court makes a pronouncement, that is why you have 3 layers of court. You have right to appeal to the Court of Appeal, and thereafter to the Supreme Court.
Of course.
At no point in time should any citizen resort to self-help. And the Supreme Court has said this clearly in the case of Ojukwu against the government of Lagos State. You recall when Ojukwu laid claim to the Vilalaski building in Lagos?
Yes, sir, yes.
And the court lampooned the government of Lagos State for throwing Ojukwu and his family out of the house while the matter was still pending before it. And the court frowned at it, that it was self-help.
Should we say that is contempt of courts? Is that
you of course, contempt is particular.
Okay. So, Honorable, now, as we are talking and speaking at the moment, and the way the situation are on ground in the River State, we've seen a lot of videos, clips where some political, individuals went to various local government secretariats and started burning things down. The other time you said it pains you when people brings the name of the minister into this. Of course, they will. Even the blinds, let me use your word, even the blinds know that the political crisis in River State is between His Excellency Barrister Nyesom Wike and also His Excellency Sim Fubara. So why you want to clear this particular, angle, not to mention His Excellency name in this
no, you are within your rights to mention the name of the minister. After all, the minister has supporters too who are aggrieved by the way the governor will flagrantly disobey.
Why can't the supporter? Why can't they wait to approach the court since the court say, okay, don't conduct elections?
No. Mr. Shitu, I haven't said the minister's supporters did anything. Please, I haven't said so. What I'm saying is that
who are those people attacking the party secretariat, sir?
Please, you didn't introduce me as the Commissioner of Police of Rivers State.
But
I think you should channel that question to the CP.
It's your state, and you are a political actor in the state.
I'm
This
not a
fight is
police
happening
officer.
between two people, your group and the governor group. If I'm right, I start to be corrected.
So when did we become your group and the governor's group? I was the coordinator for election of Siminalayi footballer in
Yes,
my
that
local
was last
government.
year March, and things has changed. We are in last year
What
March
has changed?
2023. We
What
are in
has changed?
2024.
What has changed?
The political and disunity and the clash, the separation
You
of
know, Shitu,
interest.
I don't want to accuse you of talking to me from a position. I'd like you to be a journalist
I
and
am.
not to
I'm just
force.
trying, and not
No,
me
can you
alone.
hear me,
People,
please? Can you
our
hear me?
viewers want to know.
You called me for this interview, and you let me talk.
Okay.
I will appreciate it if you let me talk,
Okay.
and not to try to distort the flow of thought.
Okay.
So I do nothing has changed. It is not unusual to have disagreements politically.
Of course.
But the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, who was governor here for 8 years, would not ask anyone, for instance, to become an arsonist. For example, in our local government,
Okay.
I was chairman there for 3 years, and all of the infrastructure inside that council were put by me. How can I ratify the burning of as much as little as a tire inside the premises? All of those infrastructure I put in place there are dear to me. So it's not when people come and you, because you want to call a dog a bad name just to hang it, the truth will always surface, no matter how hard you try. We should look at the issues, what led to this and what led to that,
Okay.
and not dwell on social media commentaries.
Okay. I like I said, I stand to be corrected, and you've just
I've corrected you. I will not hesitate to correct you.
Of course, of course, of course. But I just feel like I'm not standing on one part or try to to say what I don't know. Yes, I'm here to ask. There's this curiosity, and not only me, even our viewers out there want to know what exactly. And we believe people like you, when we bring you on board, you give us a clear picture of what is happening.
And that is exactly what I'm doing, Shitu. I have taken time to remain awake till this time.
Which I
just
sincerely
to
appreciate, because I wanted to bring you last.
Exactly. So I will have no need to lie to you. I'm a major stakeholder in this state. I would not want to see this state burn, but I would not want this state to be ruled through the whims and caprices of a man. We must subject ourselves to the rule of law. And when you talk about justice, you talk about adherence to the rule of law. When a court makes pronouncements and individuals think that they think that they are bigger than the court, then you and I are in trouble.
Sure.
Because the courts is the last hope of the common man.
Of course.
I heard that from the day I was born. So if it were based on the pronouncements you make, we have seen the court speak. Only recently, the Supreme Court of America spoke in a matter that concerned Trump. Trump, as the former president of the most powerful country on the continent, in the world, subjected himself to trial. We have seen in Kenya pronouncements from the judiciary that annulled the presidential election. And people didn't come out to castigate the court. We are in a country where if it doesn't favor you, if the pronouncement of a court do not go the way you want, the judge is fraudulent, the judge is this, the judge is that.
Okay.
But everybody, only recently I've heard that the governor has set up.
We would like to go on the first break so that you just round up this program. In the next 2-3 minutes, we are going to come back and to just ask one or two before we round up this program. Now we are going on a break to ask, because we saw today where the governor inaugurated committee to do some investigation about the happenings in the state. So, Honorable, give us a few minutes. We're coming back on the program to also dissect the inauguration of the members.
All right.
Please.